Disney World is a better experience as an adult, and today I'm going to let you know why. Let's bust the biggest myth first. Disney is not just for kids. In fact, Walt Disney specifically built the Disney parks so that children and adults alike could both enjoy them. And honestly, there are so many things you enjoy much more when you visit as an adult. And let's not forget that the icons of Disney, Mickey and Minnie Mouse, are child-free and unmarried, just like their best pals Donald and Daisy. So if you're an adult going to Disney, you're in good company. So let me tell you all the ways that Disney World is a much better experience as an adult. First up, let's start with the rides. As an adult, you could go on literally anything you want. You don't have to worry about height requirements or be waiting around because you have to sit out because there's something you can't go on. You can explore everything the park has to offer. From thrills on Tron and Expedition Everest, all the way to Disney classics such as Dumbo and Pirates of the Caribbean, you could go on absolutely everything without restriction. Unlike other theme parks, Disney World have made it so there are no rides that adults are not permitted to go on. You could go on literally anything you wish. Some theme parks will have it that certain attractions adults can only ride if they are with a child, and Disney World have not done this, so you could go on absolutely everything. Whether you want to go on more thrilling rides and get that rush of adrenaline, or you want to do the classics. Something I will do every trip is go on Barnstormer. This is clearly a roller coaster for children, but I'm still going on it because it's so much fun and I can. Nothing is off limits to adults when it comes to rides. And it's the same with character meets. Nothing in Disney World was designed exclusively with children in mind. So as an adult, when you meet characters, it is so much fun because you have that interactive element. And you can have more fun with it and play around and go away with these really amazing memories. So don't feel like you have to skip over character meets. They can also be better as an adult. Next, let's talk about the grown-up vibes when it comes to food, bars and lounges. Disney have seriously leveled up their food game, and there's some fantastic cuisine on offer, including fine dining restaurants that are aimed more towards adults. California Grill, Gico's, Citrico's, Narcoozy, any of the signature dining restaurants have a much more grown-up feel. The cuisine is more refined, the vibes are more sophisticated, and they are definitely aimed with adults in mind. And in fact, Victoria and Albert's is a Michelin-starred restaurant. So if you want to go all out and have a real luxurious Disney experience as an adult, this is the perfect place to do it. There are also lots of really cool themed lounges and bars with amazing drinks on offer. If you're fed up of this planet, then head to Space 220 where you can shoot off into space. It's a really, really cool atmosphere and you can try some really cool drinks. And then of course you have places like Ogre's Cantina, an amazing immersive Star Wars bar. Plus, when it comes to bars, there are some adult-only spaces. If you go to Trader Sam's at the Polynesian Resort, which is a really, really cool tiki-themed bar that has animatronics and special effects, after 8 p.m, this is for adults aged 21 and up only, no kids. And then over in Epcot, you have the brand new Geo 82 bar. This is themed after Spaceship Earth, and it is the first 100% adult-only venue in Disney World. No children are allowed here ever, and it has an amazing range of really unique and interesting cocktails and small bites. Plus, they have a really, really cool fireworks dining package, and it's adult prices though, so be aware. You need to come with your adult cash if you want to do the fireworks experience. If you want top tips so you can maximise the magic during your Disney World trip, make sure you subscribe. Currently 60% of people watching aren't subscribed, which means they are missing out on the things that can make a real difference when you visit. So don't fall into that trap and subscribe today. There are also really cool adult-only experiences like backstage tours, spas and special events. Something I love to do at Disney World are the backstage tours. These are a really great way to do something unique during your trip and get to know the parks better. But because you are going backstage and unveiling the magic, these are for adults only. There is an age requirement to go on these tours. If you are a Disney nerd, then I would highly, highly recommend the Keys to the Kingdom tour, where you get to go backstage at Magic Kingdom and even underneath the park in those famous utilidors. This was an amazing experience, and I do love that as an adult you get to experience Disney in a totally unique way. Some of the other cool things you can experience at Disney World as an adult are things like these special events. Now, these don't have an age restriction. Anyone can visit. However, because they are late at night and run into the early hours of the morning, oftentimes families won't visit because it is a lot of extra money to pay for an experience that perhaps you won't get to fully enjoy. So because of this, some of these events can feel a bit more adult because those are the people that are primarily there. So if you're wanting to experience the parks slightly differently, less families, less kids, and a bit more of an adult feeling, then an after hours event could be for you. Plus, Disney also have some fun ways for adults to unwind at Disney World. If you're looking to relax and have some recreation, you can rent a boat, play golf, and there is even a spa at the Grand Floridian Resort if you want to pamper yourself after those long park days. And there are even some Disney resorts that have a more adult vibe to them. Think of places like Coronado Springs, Riviera Resort, or Port Orleans. These hotels, of course, anyone can stay in them, but because of the nature and the theming of them, they do appeal more to adults. So if you are looking for a hotel that perhaps has a more adult feel and a little less kids and families around, these are good picks. These first few reasons why Disney is better for adults than kids are the practical element, but do stick around to the end where you will find out how Disney World can literally be life-changing if you're an adult. One of my favourite things about being an adult in Disney World is the ability to do literally anything you want. If you want to have a slow day, lie in, go to the pool, head to the parks, have a fine dining meal, go to some lounges and bars, you absolutely can do that. If you want a rope drop and then geek out at some of the really cool history at Disney World, you can do that. You are also setting your own schedule, you're setting your own budget, so you can do literally anything you've ever wanted to do. You're not having to worry about sleep schedules, sugar lows and tantrums, so you can absolutely make the most of it and experience the parks in all the ways you've ever wished to. When kids visit Disney World, it can understandably be very overwhelming. There are lots of things to experience. There's lights, there's noise, there's sounds. If you're coming from abroad, there is jet lag, eating food perhaps you don't normally eat, getting whizzed around on rides. There is a lot happening, so you can totally understand how every single second of their trip they might not be having the best time ever. However, as an adult, you totally understand everything that's going on and exactly why it's happening. So when you're stood in a queue, you don't necessarily get bored because you know exactly what's in store for you. So because we can avoid the potential pitfalls, we could just go and have the most amazing time. Another thing we have to talk about is the amazing merch, the collectibles, and the limited edition drops. We've got adult money now, and if you are child free, you've got all that disposable income to spend on things you love. And do we love to spend? Disney knows that child-free millennials are the rival target audience to families at Disney World, and they totally lean into this. This is why you have all the amazing special experiences for the Disney nerds of us, but also the amazing collectible merch. And they know that because we love it and we have the nostalgia for it, we are willing to pay a pretty penny for it. And am I guilty of that? Yes. Am I part of the problem? Absolutely. Will I stop? Probably never. But there is so much joy in coming home with all that amazing merch of all of those things that you are nostalgic for and a massive fan of. So I would never ever stop doing it. I'm obsessed with it. Getting the souvenirs is a big part of a Disney trip for me. I'm looking up the merch in advance. I'm seeing what's available, so in my mind I can prepare my bank balance to know it's going to be battered. But it is such a great thing that Disney are really leaning into the fact that we want this exclusive, amazing merch, and they're giving it to us. And the number one reason that I think adults get so much out of a Disney trip is it is like a tonic for the soul. When you go to Disney, you get to have no worries. Everything that's happening in the outside world, the work, the stress, the news, you are completely oblivious to it. It all melts away. And being able to have that headspace where it's just joy and you don't have those worries is incredible. You also get the experience to play again. That is something that could be so easily lost as an adult when we get consumed with heading to work, our routine, our schedule, going to the gym, budgeting. We just don't have time to let loose and play. But in Disney, you just get to feel that childish sense of wonderment and enjoyment and be running between all the different things you can do. and that is so wonderful. And most importantly of all, it is a place filled with optimism. The message, you can do anything if you put your mind to it, really does come through in every single element of visiting Disney World. You will hear this theme repeated through the songs, the parades, the nighttime shows, and it really is inspirational. And let's not forget, you are in a place that leapt out of Walt Disney's imagination. He completely revolutionized films, entertainment, and theme parks. He is the embodiment of, if you can think it, you can do it, and that is so inspiring. One of the reasons I love going to Disney World so much is it just gives me a feeling I don't get anywhere else. And like I say, being able to go and feel so uplifted, feel so positive, feel so optimistic for the future, and really believe that my dreams are possible is wonderful. And I think that is something that's really exclusive to adults and something adults do need reminding of. And I 100% believe this is exactly why adults go to Disney World and want to keep going back. I know so many people that went because their friends or family wanted them to go, and they became obsessed because there really is magic that you can feel in the air. And being able to just totally unwind, relax, play, and be inspired, there is nothing like it. It's so much more than just a holiday. So if you've been wondering if Disney World is actually worth it as an adult, I hope this video proves it is, and in fact it's actually better to visit as an adult. Let me know which adult experience you would like to try in the comments down below, or if you have any tips for fellow adult Disney visitors.